Today we're gonna paint this with watercolor. Mix a little gray color like that. This is good. This cloud can be a little bit lower, orange brown color. Make it feel. And coming on this way. You don't have to erase. Okay, like that. And coming on to this side. So this is how I'm going to arrange the space so I can see it visualize it in my painting. I'm going to keep the light shape when I paint the background. So I get a little red and become, this is orange color. And let's take a look. I'm going to get a little bit more yellow. There you go. But this is still a little bit too bright. So that's the time to get a little bit winter blue or the present blue. Okay, now it's just too much. I think this is about right. Okay, this is good. And maybe a little bit orange. Okay, like that. And now think about how dark is the color. Add a little water. I'm going to start from the top over here and coming down over here. Do a little bit quicker and take a look at the edges. I can modify the color after. Now I'm going to coming into the bottom. I'm going to get a little bit blue and mix it into here. This is good. That's maybe a little bit more red. Tap on it. This is good. Now this is for the bottom. I'm going to start over here like that. Actually, I can paint from the cloud because that is just a part of the color of the sky. A little bit orange. I'm going to take a look at that. A little bit blue, a little bit yellow. Maybe this, a little bit more yellow. And this color can be a little bit more onto this side. That's a little bit dangerous because it's wet. And I'm going to have the wet even more wet than what we have. In this case, you need to go all the way from the left to the right to recreate the harmony. Okay, here you go. That's good. Now, since I've done this, and I'm going to going down to the water area. The water area just need to have a little bit more red and blue. Okay. Keep that consistency. Now I'm going to coming down over here. I'm going to keep a little bit light shape. Okay, here we go. Keep going onto this side. If you want to be softer, just use the corner of the brush, moving it a few times, and it will just work. I'm going to make this a little bit softer too. Okay, that's good. That works. That's good. Now coming onto this side, a little bit faster. That's good. Perfect. And that's also will be the base. Now I can paint it into here because this is the very thin cloud. I can make a little bit darker in here too. That's good, like that. Now I'm going to coming all the way over here. This round, it just wet this space. Okay, now get an interesting shape. And I'm going to have this a little bit higher. Now what I want to do, I'm going to modify the color a little bit. But first, I'm going to make the top over here a little bit lighter. Just clean the brush. There's just no paint. Just use the brush here, just softening it. That's good. Now a little bit softer, lighter. This is good. Right, this is good. Coming. I'm gonna soften that line. Line doesn't need to be so bright. I'm gonna take the yellow color and the red color become orange. Now I'm going to add this orange color directly in here. Now it looks brighter, and whether or not it's brighter or should be lighter, so we're going to see. And also this color can come into the edge of that too. Some people think about watercolor is very tricky. You just do it one time, so you can't get it right, and you're bummed. No, it's not the case. You can modify it multiple times if you're using the right technique. Okay, I think this color maybe a little bit too much red. Get a little yellow. Here you go. Get the yellow in here. Here from the left to the right, put it here too. I'm gonna get onto the water area. This is fine. Now I'm gonna use the clean brush and just soften this. Make this area a little bit lighter. Just lift it up. Maybe also have a little yellow color. Keep a little bit soft. Okay, that's good. That's good. You see that little bit light shade. Maybe this is the right color. Doesn't need to be that yellow. Okay, now come back to the top. Now I'm gonna remove some color for the sun rays. Just use half of the brush. Like that. Here you go. Ooh, that's how easy, huh? We just remove some color from the second time layer. Okay, from the sun, always looking for where's the sun. Okay, like that. That's good. Okay, from here, coming over here. That's the direction. That's good. Yeah, maybe a little bit over here. Not much. Always looking for where the location of the sun. Okay, I'm gonna have a little bit over here. Like that. This is good. Now help to communicate. Now the painting getting better and better, right? And then I'm gonna come in here. Still try to get the atmosphere, the harmony, the balance as soon as you can. Well, it's usually takes at least like 20 minutes to get to that. But this is your goal. The first goal is getting the harmony and before the details. So get a little bit blue. Let's work into the water. That's good. Like this. I'm gonna come back over here. You see that this color is already disturbed. So come back over here to work on it. Add the color to it. That's good. I'm gonna add a little bit thin line, like that. A little bit shadow. That's good. Doesn't have to be very well defined. That's good, like that. And on this side, a little bit well defined. Doesn't need to be very clear. That's good. Okay. Oh, this is good. Now what I want to do, I'm gonna use the calligraphy brush. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more orange brown color and put it right here. So we do want a little bit difference. That's good. Okay. Okay, that's good. Have a little bit light shade, dark shade. Now this area is feel a little bit more connected with the top. Now I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. I think that's a little bit too dark. Leave it up. That's simple. So lots of people say that again and again is a watercolor is not that forgiving, but in fact, if you have the patience, you can do it. Okay, soften that. If you feel like you're losing the fresh color, you can come back to add the orange color back to it. I'm gonna make this a little bit softer, a little bit lighter. That's good. That is what I expected. That's good. I'm gonna soften that. All right. Now there's a lot of texture over here. Prove that this is a little bit too dark. Now I'm going to soften it, and I'm also going to make it more moody, more softening, and it's better. Okay, that's good. Let's soften that. That's good. At the bottom over here, I'm going to soften that, light up a little bit, so it would feeling a little bit more feeling of the aluminum from the sun. Okay, and I do need to add some orange color on it after. Okay, that's good. And then I'm going to make a little softening right over here. So you got to use enough water, okay, to soften. And here you go. Soften that a little bit. Have it glowing in here. That's good. All right, and that's good. I'm going to softening this texture. I don't need that much texture over there. And you can see that on the edge over here also a little bit too much texture. I'm going to soften that too. That's good. The large brush really doing lots of good work for us. Okay, this flat brush. You need to be patient, like a wild horse. Yes. Okay, that's good. Now, what I'm gonna come back to is that use the smaller brush. Now get the yellow color. Right. You see the painting getting together almost better and better every time when we touch it. Okay, because we have a big pictures in our mind. I'm gonna get a little bit water. That's good. Now start over here. Now this is very wet. See that? Ooh, look at the color. Very interesting, isn't it? Okay, coming up. So this wet create a new wet into wet. Coming up. There you go. That's good. That and the edge over here, I'm gonna soften that. Doesn't need to be that dark. Okay, soften that a little bit. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to continue onto using this fresh color, and I'm going to add a little bit darker color into it and the edge over here. That's good, like that. And then a little bit darker color for the cloud and the top over here. Okay, I have a little bit soft wet color going through. Okay, that's good. Now, the cloud much better. Let's take a look over here. And on this side, a little bit too light. I'm gonna get a little bit orange color. Okay, here you go, a little bit orange color. That's good. You always think about what color I already have, what color that I need to add to it. Okay. Just the same thing when you're mixing color. The color I already have on the color palette. What color do I need to add to it, right? I'm gonna have that color over here too. This is good enough. This is good. And here you go, a little bit softer. And now I'm gonna add a little bit yellow, make it feel a little bit greenish color. Okay, have a little bit greenish if you have one. Now I'm gonna have this color. You see that a little bit more like not at the top, at the bottom. Okay, now let's get a little bit greenish. That's good. Like that, coming over. And now take a look at the top over there. Have a little bit orange, light orange. Now I'm gonna have a little bit shape over here. Now get a little bit more details. Okay, have a little bit shape coming over there, a little bit shape over here. And I'm gonna refine that a little bit, and this is good. And a little bit gap over there. That's good. And also using the color around here, we can make that shape of the cloud stand out like that. That's good. You work in the details. You're using calligraphy brush, but when you look at working on the areas between another area, and you better use the large brush. That's good. And I'm gonna come from here, from the middle over here, start from here. That's good. And expand it to both sides. Now the color much better. I can have a little bit more yellow. I want to thank our members, the patrons. With your support, I'll be able to focus and continue giving more and more demonstrations for you and the community that we like so much. Now this painting really finished.